Now, listen, I'm a guy that likes to read books, all right? But most of the time, let's be honest, I'm probably just sitting here watching TV. I mean, my generation, we watched more TV than any before it. I mean, I know more about the first generation of Pokemon than is probably mentally healthy. And if you want to have a long talk with me, just talk about which Dragon Ball Z fight was the best. It's Gohan Super Saiyan 2 versus Cell. Look it up. But how much do I know about this medium that I've been subjected to? I mean, my mom always told me there would be consequences if I sat too close to the TV, but my eyes are fine, so... Gross. Now, Marshall McLuhan, a Canadian professor of English, a philosopher of communication, and Mr. Banks lookalike.
Is this just me?
Studies the medium of television as well as many others in his book, Understanding Media. In it, he talks about synesthesia, or the unifying of the senses. Now, with every medium, one sense is fragmented and expanded. With print, we have the expansion of sight. And if we listen to the radio, it's an expansion of our oral sense. And when we watch TV, it's an expansion of touch. You know, I don't think it's working.
But what does this mean for the show? Well, it changes the way the actors act. The TV relies heavily on the close-up, telling more of the story and characters through expression rather than dialogue. McLuhan calls TV a reaction medium, meaning that we pay more attention to the reaction of a character than to the action happening on screen.
For an actor, subtlety is key. Another cool medium characteristic is the presentation of processes. Now, the audience, with all its willingness to participate, wants to follow along and solve the narrative. Now, take a show like Bones, a nice little crime drama. Now, they go through the same steps every week, making it easy for the audience to follow along and solve it. Process, find the murderer. Are you participating?
Yeah.
Now, TV brought synesthesia and a cool medium. And because of this, our culture became one of depth. You see, we enjoyed the extension of touch and the depth we felt with our TV so much that we wanted to do it with everything around us. Now just read this quote from Jack Kerouac, one of the founders of the beatnik generation.
The only people for me are the mad ones. The ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved, desirous of everything at the same time.
Jack was looking for rebellion from the old literate ways of his fathers. Jack was looking for depth in every person and experience. And Jack was part of the TV youth movement. Now this depth culture changed everything from clothing to cars to politics. It had an especially profound effect on the news. I mean, where did you watch your news today? Did you watch it or did you read it? Let me guess, you watched it first and then read about it after? Yeah. So what have we learned? First, that television is a form of synesthesia. We use all our senses when watching it, and thus it is an extension of touch. Second, that TV is a cool medium, one that requires audience participation and focus on the process. And third, that the effect on culture has been to make it embrace depth in all things, allowing us to view ourselves differently as well as those around us. Marshall McLuhan's study of television in his book helps us better understand the media that we consume and the effect that it has on us. Hopefully that'll make you think a bit the next time you're watching that episode of Friends. I know I will.
There is a huge technology involved in TV which surrounds you physically. And the effect of that huge service environment on you personally is vast.